You know, whisper?
Yes, yes.
Just again, that kind of...
Yes, okay.
It's like-
I really like the concept of twinkle and gusto. I love it. Particularly because, again, this stage is so huge. This is I think one of the widest stages in London, which I was saying about the other theatres being so small. So, yeah, I hear you, Hannah. Twinkle and gusto.
Can you hear? You're like, look, I mean, turn around and have a look.
It is, yeah.
That's it.
My name is Paul Davidson. In total happiness. I had a wonderful experience.
You haven't really done any singing or performing, have you?
Oh.
So it's a good place to start, isn't it? I mean, why not on the main stage, you know?
Today we are recording the aria Paul. The aria is for professional opera singer, today voiced by the world-renowned baritone Roddy Williams, and Paul. Paul was written after 6 hours of really intensive interviews that Hazel and I conducted with Paul over Zoom. And in those interviews we talked about what the voice means to Paul. And the idea is that there is one song sung by one character that's voiced by two different people, two different voices. So we have the real voice of Paul and his imagined voice. And Roddy plays that role of how Paul would be in his most expressive form of himself.
It's a very curious relationship to be singing Paul's inner thoughts, as it were, because he's standing there right next to me. I'm kind of used to playing people's thoughts when they're not there.
Watching Paul and Roddy meet, watching them work out how to dovetail from one of their voices into another of their voices, watching Paul give Roddy that permission to voice his story, just is incredibly special.
Well, for me, connected to him, of what him saying, and share my voice with me. He was pretty inspirational. I hope I stay in contact with him. I feel he's part of me now.
This is my voice, and it sounds to me. I was the life and soul.
Yeah, we've had to do a lot of adjusting as a family, apart from the obvious reasons, because we're all big talkers. We talk a lot, and I think, you know, sometimes you've got lost in that, not being able to keep up, or I think it's been, it's been quite hard for you, and we've had to rein back on a few occasions, haven't we, and just stop and wait and, give you the chance to say what you want to say.
I feel we've had a deeper insight into Dad's feelings and emotions, and, we talk about having to adjust and stuff when we are kind of all talking and talking too loudly, and I really kind of feel his pain a bit more now. We've always been able to, try and sympathise, but it's hard to truly kind of empathise, and I feel now, I think we're all going to just be that much more kind of patient and really kind of, having understood those emotions that he goes through just that much better.
I put up the white flag, have a drink, say nothing.
I have my voice back.
Yes. It felt like Roddy was your voice, wasn't it? Yeah.
But I want to shout, can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice? My voice.
Music allows us to say a lot, certainly emotionally, that we wouldn't say normally. This piece as being a kind of a love song to Jess, and I'm aware of her presence in the collie behind us as we're rehearsing, and I'm saying these lines, do you know how much I love you, how much I always will? And I know that's angled back at her, and she's in the room too. I find that very powerful.
Can you hear the softness in my voice? Can you hear the laughter? Can you hear how much I love you? How much I always will.
It's another medium, isn't it? And I think it's just takes the understanding, I suppose, to a different level, really. Music's got something that words haven't, I think.
I find it really beautiful what Hannah's done. The language that she's writing in, the fact that she's playing the piano as well and is part of it. She's obviously deeply inside the piece, deeply inside what she wants to say.
I know this is my voice, and it sounds to me like my and soul.
This is about humans, people connecting with each other. It's about telling stories that have enormous meaning and resonance, and inviting audiences to just think about your voice, our voices that we take for granted every day, and we don't question or think about why we have beautiful individual sounding voices and why that's precious.
It's great because it just gives us a chance to say things to each other, personal things, that I don't think we would do otherwise, and that's what it's for.